Welcome to Straight Bat with Gulf News. Two crunch games at the World Cup today, and first match, New Zealand beat Ireland, and in the second match, Australia barely scraped past Afghanistan. And actually, these two matches are crucial in deciding the semi-final slots. But to discuss that, let's head over to our Gulf News sports editor, AKS Satish. Satish,
Welcome.
welcome to the show, Satish, and
Thank you, Sham.
tell us straight away, what did you think of today's two matches?
Uh, I think given more exposure, these smaller teams will come back and do bigger deeds. Is what I could put it in one line. If that's the impression I got, because Ireland played really well. They went after the chase. I think they let go the game sometime in the end of their game, end of their bowling innings, basically the last 4-5 overs. But apart from that, they were pretty much on target, and that extra 30, 40 runs which they gave away came to bite them. But the way they approached, they were positive. They went through the chase, and they didn't take a step back. It was a pretty good, very refreshing sight. Of course, Ireland is still a test-playing nation, but with more exposure, they will also come back and probably they will do better deeds. And they have got a very good team. It's a mix of experience and the young. So it was a pretty good game, and I quite liked it. And the second was
Satish, but
absolutely.
that has been the general trend in this World Cup. All the minnows doing very well actually, and there has been not many one-sided matches really. So that wasn't a surprise. But the biggest surprise came from Afghanistan, the way they fought against Australia. What did you make of that match?
Actually, Afghanistan lost the match, if you ask me, in one line. They were cruising at 99 for 2. And then suddenly they lost 4 wickets in the space of with 6 runs and about 9 balls. And then that's where they lost the chase.
I mean that was at the 12th over or the 13th over rather,
Yes,
and
yes,
that
Sham.
those three wickets in one over hurt them.
Yeah. And
Okay, now
that
let's
was
go
again
back. Just
that was brilliant run out to trigger with. But if they had taken another a few more deliveries to play, and like 2 wickets of that over and one of the following over of skipper Nabi, so 4 wickets, it's too much for a team to win from there. But still, they gave a good account of themselves in the final game.
okay, so there's just to rewind back in this match. Let's go to the start of the match. Okay, why did Australia drop Mitchell Stark? Yeah, because I thought, okay, Mitchell Stark gave away runs in the last over, but his first over, those two fantastic Yorkers is enough for him to keep his place in the side. I thought they would have if they had to pick Kane Richardson, they should have dropped Pat Cummins. What is your view on this?
I suspect that Stark might have a niggle, Sham, though they have not said it, though they said Stark was dropped. But bowler like Stark, you don't drop them in a crucial match like this, and especially as the express pace will come in handy against Afghanistan and Yorkers, of course. So I suspect that it could be a case of not giving the full information. Because maybe they might be thinking, okay, it could be the last game for the World Cup, because if England win tomorrow, they will go through.
But
So
Satish, this is a very crucial game, isn't it?
yes,
For
of
all you
course, Sham.
know, this result would put Australia out of the tournament.
Not really, Sham, because they won it anyway. They got the 2 points on board.
Right.
So
Tomorrow, England beats Sri Lanka. It is goodbye for the defending champions.
yeah, anyway, Sham, their first match after they lost such bad loss, their run rate was way behind. So it was impossible for them to make the come up and come in the positive, and overall that deficit in run rate. So their chances are
But
actually.
also, Satish, throughout the tournament, they never played like champions.
Yes, of course, of course. I think that's another one, Shamnat. I think if at all there is one game that they played like champions, it's today, especially after in the last 10 overs when they really played like the Australia, where when they were down and out, they came back strong. And again in the first when they were batting, it was kind of going around the 10th over. It was not going up to the way that it was supposed
Yeah,
to. But
I'm glad you brought that up because the Afghan attack has been superb, isn't it? It's the young Faisal Haq Faruqi and the Naveen ul Haq. Both are youngsters. And what a show they put up. So
Yes, of
take us
course,
through that.
Sure. Yes, of course. See, from 10th over to 15th over, Maxwell and Stoinis were threatening to take the match away, and suddenly these two bowlers came in the last 5 overs, and they were bowling yorkers, bowling a change of pace. It was brilliant effort, and I'm sure they showed what they could come up and like test somebody like Maxwell and Stoinis, and they got about 3 or 4 wickets during that phase where it was a beautiful yorker to get rid of Wade. So they did exceedingly well in that phase. That showed again, Sham, like if you look at whether they were bowling in the death overs or whether they're batting in the chase, the body language was pretty composed, and they wanted to probably enjoy this game and then go out with their heads held high, which they did at the end of.
At one point, say like when Glenn Maxwell and Marcus Stoinis, two was the biggest hitters in the game, where they're today. Even at that point, they didn't never look like blowing away the Afghan bowling, isn't it?
Yes, of course, Sham. No, like that was one phase when the spinners were bowling. I think that's the time they, especially Mujibur Rahman today was not very successful
True.
because what was happening is the wicket was stopping and bouncing. So the length should be altered accordingly. Maybe Mujib was not aware of this, or maybe somewhere, and even
Maybe it was a soft day.
off day, or even Najib, the skipper, had an off day. So they were hit at that point of time. But Rashid Khan brought a semblance with that wicket. And then from there, the two fast bowlers took the game on, and they at least Australia finished 20-25 runs short of what they were going at that rate when they got
That is true
Stoinis and the
because
two
the
bowlers.
death bowling was superb.
Superb, yeah.
Okay, so 168 for 8, we knew is a subpar score. I mean, most teams, against most teams, that wouldn't have been enough. But against Afghanistan, we knew they might be able to pull it back. But the way the Afghanistan took up the chase was fabulous, isn't it? With Gurbaz leading it, and later Naib picking up. It was so good until the 13th over or the 14th over. So the first ball of the 14th over sparked the collapse. That is, Naib got run out, then the Sampa over the double strike. Tell us something about the Sampa spell.
Charles Zampa was keeping it on the stumps, so he was expecting the bowlers, the batters to hit him, especially the shorter area. So he was actually bowling slightly outside the off stump, in the sense he was not giving them the chance to hit him over the leg side. That's exactly what he was doing. And though the Afghan batters were getting some shots on the ground, they were not able to pierce the field. But the biggest turning point was, I think, the other thought process from the Afghan side was they probably wanted to see off Zampa because they knew that he can get wickets. So they wanted to see off Zampa
True.
and then they play him safe. But this unexpected run out, which was a brilliant throw, almost from 40-50 yards, a direct hit of Maxwell, that changed the match. It was a needless run out, to be honest. They could have. I think that over they got some runs already, and
I
the previous
also
over.
get the feeling that Sadran kind of ambled through rather than finishing the run. He just took it a little
No, Sham,
easy. Is it?
no. It was absolutely, it was Sham, you need the distance, because see, if the ball crosses to 50 yards, almost 50 yards, the fielder is coming in. So you need to go almost 50 yards this side and that side. So the time was not enough for him to come back and beat the throw, basically.
All right. Anyway, that certainly was a turning point.
Yeah, that's when they
And
should have taken a
until
new fresh guard and
Russia,
gone. That's the time they should have taken a fresh guard and gone in a much smoother way as they were going in the first 12 overs, 13 overs. If they had done that, maybe they would have easily gone through the chase. But suddenly panic set in, and then they didn't
yeah,
know
but
what to
then
do.
Satish, when you have new batsmen at the crease, you know what happens. So that is
Yeah.
precisely what
No,
happened
but
there.
no,
Now,
Sham, it's not the
tell
new batsman.
how
It's
good
the set
was
batsman who was
Rashid
out.
Khan's innings? That
It was the set batsman who was out the next ball. Like the other, see, Naib got run out, and Zadran
yeah,
got caught by Marsh of Zampa playing a sweep shot from outside the off stump.
Correct.
So two set batsmen were out in almost 3 balls. So that changed the complexion of the match. Had one of them been there, things would
Yeah.
have been different.
Then you had Naji Sadran out for a duck. Oh,
Yeah,
so they're like actually 4 wickets when the matter of something like the
7 runs,
what
5 runs, almost
yes, that's
4 runs,
true.
4 runs, 4 runs, 4 wickets.
So that was where the match was lost until Rashid Khan came onto the scene. What a
Oh,
knock that was!
yeah.
Tell us all about it.
Sham, he was like it's his ground Sham. Like when Kohli said, I'm a different player in Adelaide. You need to see the body language of Rashid Khan today. Amazing. He was like acting like a king because he has been playing for Adelaide strikers. He knew the ground inside out, how it behaves, what are the strengths, what are the weaknesses. Even when he was bowling, he was quite cool. He was not able. They were not able to hit him, and when he came to bat, he exactly picked the slots and he knew where the ball will bounce. So he was waiting for those balls to hit over the mid wicket fence to long on fence, and one beautiful shot he played over extra covers as well. So he knew exactly where to hit, and it shows him like some places where you have a special affinity where you have performed well. It automatically tells you that okay, I'll do well. That confidence that comes within. So that helps him to perform better. So that's exactly what has happened to Rashid Khan today. And my God, what a knock he played, coming from nowhere. 48 of 23 balls in the last death when almost all the other batsmen have gone. And in fact, if you look at he didn't run the first ball, so there was a dot ball. And maybe
Yeah.
if you had connected that, Afghanistan would have been it could have been a super over as well.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, I mean, certainly Afghanistan deserved to be winners, but that was not to be. And Australia pick up 2 points, which gives them 7 points in the table. And right now they are behind New Zealand because New Zealand have a run rate of two plus two
New Zealand
points
have qualified,
something.
champ,
Yeah,
according
so
to
New
the
Zealand have are sitting pretty. So the race is on for the second slot.
correct.
Now, Australia are there with 7 points, and tomorrow England have a chance to make it to 7 points tomorrow.
Yes,
So, which means tomorrow's England Sri Lanka match holds the key to the second slot. So, if England win, England comes to a second slot, and it's goodbye Australia. But
absolutely.
if
Yeah, that's
but
unless
if
otherwise,
Sri Lanka if Sri Lanka wins, that's the only way Australia would go in, right?
correct.
Because their run rate is really bad.
Or the other option is if it rains off, then the 1 point will not help England.
Rain or even that wouldn't help. Then
Yeah,
then Australia would go through.
correct. Tomorrow, there is no threat of a rain tomorrow. There are almost the last weather report I saw there was no threat of a rain in the next few days. So the last set of matches should go through, which should make it an interesting watch. But yeah, the key lies with Sri Lanka now. Whether Sri Lanka can stop England, or whether England is collapsing under pressure, or what kind of a
What's your
mental
gut
England
feeling,
is showing
Sadish? Will
tomorrow.
Sri Lanka upset Australia?
England,
I mean, sorry, tomorrow
England.
England, correct?
Yeah, I think the chances are maybe 20%, but there is nothing for Sri Lanka to lose. But England under pressure. It's like a first knockout. It's like a virtual quarterfinal for England tomorrow. So I'm sure England will be under pressure, but they have the strength, the way they played against New Zealand. They should sail through tomorrow, Sham. There shouldn't be any hiccup in terms of England
Yeah.
going through tomorrow's game.
You gave them 20%. I wouldn't even give them 5% simply because I think I mean England are too big a team to fail because they have such quality all around the ranks, right from top, from the opening batsman Josh Butler right down to Kevin Curran. I mean to Curran, not Kevin
Sham,
Curran.
even
Kevin
if you
Curran is
look
a
at
tennis player. Sam
yeah,
Curran,
Sam Curran.
who comes
Sham, if you
late
look at
down to a
even
9
Rashid,
or 10.
Adil Rashid can come and hit you a six in the last ball if
That's
there's a need.
true. That's true. So there's so much of quality batting there, and the bowling led by the Mark Woods, who's been bowling over 150 clicks. I mean, the last few matches. So
Yeah,
There's a lot of variety there. Spin in the form of Moeen Ali and Adil Rashid and Liam Livingston, and a pace attack led by Mark Woods, Chris Fox, Stokes, and one more,
Current,
Sam Curran.
current.
So there's a pretty much an well-rounded team. So I don't see an upset happening there.
Yeah.
So to me, it's goodbye Australia, and as England go into the semi-finals tomorrow. But in cricket, nothing is certain. We call it the game of glorious uncertainties. So let's wait and watch tomorrow, and let's see whether how that England Sri Lanka match pans out. Till then, it's for more news and updates. Please head over to our gulfnews.com. And it's a good night from me and Satish.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Sham.